example, let T is a mapping from U to V and S is mapping from V to W. Be two linear map, then prove that first one, if T is onto, then rank of ST is equal to rank of S. Second one, if S is 1 1, then rank of ST is equal to rank of T. Now solution. So what is given? T is mapping from U to V and S is mapping from V to W. These are linear map. First of all, it is given if T is onto, then rank of ST is equal to rank of S. If S is 1 1, the rank of ST is equal to 1. Rank of ST is equal to rank of T. First of all, we will see that is composition of ST is defined or not. Here T is mapping from U to V, S is mapping from V to W. V2 linear map. Therefore, composition of ST is defined, and how it is defined? U to W. So composition of ST is defined as U to W. Now for the first part, let T is mapping from U to VB onto. Then we'll prove that rank of ST is equal to rank of S. To prove that rank of ST is equal to rank of S, first we will prove that, see, we have to prove that these two are equal, and there is only one way to prove this. One is subset of another and another one is subset of first one. So first we show range of ST is subset of range of S, because if range is equal, then we can say that rank is also equal. So range of ST is subset of range of S. So let W be any element of range of ST, and we have chosen this W as arbitrary. Now if W belongs to this, then there exists U belongs to U, because ST is mapping from U to W. If I am considering any element in this W, then obviously there is another element U belongs to this U, such that ST of U is equal to W, since my ST is mapping from U to W. Now we have found that ST of U is equal to W. So from this we can conclude S of T of U is what? W. Since T of U belongs to V, since our T is mapping from U to V, so obviously this T of U is element of V. Let T of U is equal to V, we get S of V is equal to what? W, where this V belongs to V. So we can write all these conditions. Now see, we have considered W belongs to R of ST, and now here we are getting SV of, so if W belongs to R of ST, then we are saying that S of T of U is equal to W, but here we are getting that S of V is equal to W. From this we can conclude that W belongs to range of S also. Yes, we can say this. So thus W belongs to range of ST, and here we are getting that W belongs to range of S. This implies This implies that range of ST is subset of range of S. This is first part. Now for second one. Now we have to show that range of S is subset of range of ST when T is onto. So here we have taken this all condition because our T were onto. If it is not given that T is onto, then we cannot write all this. We cannot write all these things. Let W belongs to R of S. This time we have to prove that R of S is subset of R of ST. So we'll take one element. W belongs to R of S. Be arbitrary. Now, if W belongs to R of S, this implies there exists U belongs to, there exists V belongs to V such that S of V is what? W. I'm giving this equation as number 2. Since V belongs to V and T is mapping from U to V is onto. So we can write, therefore there exists U belongs to U such that T of U is nothing but V. So from 2 we can say that here S of V is equal to W, but V is nothing but T of U. So from 2, S in the place of V, if I am writing T of U is equal to W, then this is nothing but the composition of ST. So composition of ST of U is equal to W, where U belongs to any U. Therefore, we can say that this W is element of composition of ST or range set of ST. Thus, we have taken W is any element of range set of S and we are getting W in the range set of ST. So, from this we can say that R of S is subset of R of ST. This is equation number 3. So, from 1 and 3, we can say that R of S is equal to R of ST. If range set of two mapping are equal, then we can say that the dimension is also equal. So, dimension of R of S is equal to dimension of R of ST. This implies that rank of S is equal to rank of ST. Hence, we have completed our first part of the proof. Now for B part, let S is mapping from V to W be 1, 1. So here we will use the concept of 1, 1 and the previous part we have used concept of onto. So we are taking S is a mapping from V to W be 1, 1. Then we will prove that rank of ST is equal to rank of T. That is, we have to show that nullity of ST is equal to nullity of T. So let U belongs to nullity of T be arbitrary. If U belongs to nullity of T, then we know T of U is equal to 0 element or theta. If I am taking composition with S, then S of T of U is equal to S of theta, but S of theta is nothing but theta only since my S is linear. So this becomes ST of U. So T of u is equal to theta because u belongs to nullity of t. Here I am getting St of u is equal to theta. This implies that this u belongs to nullity of St. So we have taken u belong to nullity of t and we are getting this u in nullity of St. This implies that nullity of t is subset of nullity of St. So to prove this is equal to, we have proved first part. Now for second one, let this time we will consider u in nullity of St be arbitrary. Now if u belong to nullity of St, this implies that St of u is equal to theta. This implies that St of u is equal to theta w, and this is nothing but S of theta v. This implies that S of t of u is equal to S of theta. See how we can write this. See, here we are getting St of u is equal to theta. So I can write this by the composition definition. And this is equal to theta. Obviously, theta will lie in the codomain of S, which is nothing but w. So here I am writing theta w, and theta w is also written as S theta of v. Both are same. So this can be right. Here this is what? If S is 1, 1, then suppose here we are using definition of 1, 1. So S is 1, 1, therefore we can write if image of any two element are equal, then obviously elements are equal. So here my image is St of u and S of theta, and my element are equal. The element are T of u and theta. So since my S is 1, 1, I can write this as this. This implies this u belongs to nullity of St. Sorry, okay, u belongs to nullity of t. Sorry, u belongs to nullity of t. This thus we have taken u in nullity of St and we are getting u into nullity of t. This implies that nullity of St is subset of nullity of t. Equation number 2. Therefore, from equation 1 and equation 2, we can say that nullity of St is equal to nullity of t. That is, the dimension of n of St is equal to dimension of n of t. Suppose this is equation number 3. Now, by rank nullity theorem, dimension of u is equal to dimension of n of t plus dimension of r of t. Similarly, dimension of u is equal to dimension of n of St plus dimension of r of St. If I compare both, then I will get dimension of n of t is equal plus dimension of r of t is equal to dimension of n of St plus dimension of r of St. So here we have already proved that dimension of nullity of t and dimension of nullity of St are equal. So from equation 3, we can write dimension of r of t is equal to dimension of r of St. Therefore, dimension of r of t is nothing but dimension of rank of t only, and dimension of r of St is nothing but rank of St. Therefore, rank of St is equal to rank of t. See, here we have taken this rank nullity theorem because we have to prove that rank of ST is equal to rank of T, and for that we have proved that nullity of ST is equal to nullity of T. Hence the example is over.